Boruto as an anime has been destroyed and criticized so much for being terrible with horrific animation and more filler than the human brain can comprehend. What even is the story? There's only one thing left to do. We're gonna do it again, except this time we're gonna put it up against Naruto. Now, comparing it to all of Naruto wouldn't even be fair, seeing as Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, who the fuck came up with that goofy ass name? But seeing as Boruto 2 Blue Vortex just came out, we're gonna compare it to part 1 of Naruto only. Now, there's a million different starts of Boruto, from Sarada prequel to the Boruto movie to the Boruto anime, so we're just gonna go with the manga, the gold standard. The manga will overpower all and every situation. It's an all-encompassing energy that overrides that of any mere anime. So basically, after some hype over dramatic dialogue, we get to the real shit. And Boruto already has his cell, and he got some technology with him. It basically just throws you into the story where Boruto starts complaining about Naruto and Himawari's birthday. Sasuke pulls up and is like, "You ungrateful fucking brat. Shut the fuck up, you entitled piece of shit." And Boruto's like, "Oh my god, train me!" See, we all remember how Naruto Part 1 started with Naruto failing to pass the test, stealing the scroll, saving Iruka, pulling up with 1,000 clones. It took time to fully show you that this is Naruto. This is what he stands for, this is what he's good at. Whereas Boruto starts off wanting to show you as many characters from Naruto and not characterizing the new characters in any capacity. At the end of the first chapter of Naruto, you don't fully understand the world, but you at least have a pretty good understanding of Naruto himself. And also the way they get the cell together, and Naruto will building up Kakashi to being the sensei with a huge stick up his ass that fails everyone, and then Kakashi just toys with them, but it all leads up to a message that's worthwhile when he eventually passes them. Boruto took no time to do that whatsoever. You get basically no entry time with this older Konohamaru, Sarada, who's Sasuke's daughter, Mitsuki, who's Orochimaru's son, or even Boruto himself. It just feels awkward. In chapter 2, he already learned a Rasengan. Naruto didn't learn that shit until 100 chapters into the manga, and Boruto can throw it and it'll disappear and come back. And then we also get Sasuke fighting Kinshiki. I don't know if I pronounced that right, I'm sorry. Which was pretty awesome, but that's just in chapter 2, and I understand you have a lot of carryover, but you can establish your world first and your characters, and this all leads right into the Chunin exams. And it's like, what is this pacing? Naruto took time to cook in the land of waves, it's peak. Zabuza had us all scared shitless. We were as terrified as Naruto. The whole aroma around these characters were different just because of that arc, because we saw them terrified. And then Boruto's gonna use the Chunin exams to develop everyone? Like, what's the logic in that? With such an overflow of characters, you don't really care about them at that point. You don't even know Boruto yet, so you're gonna introduce all the characters at once? So what does Boruto do to mitigate this? These writers knew this, so what do these geniuses, these men at the absolute pinnacle of writing, Shakespeare himself couldn't think to do this? They make all the new characters clones of their parents. I mean, they've done it. They've solved writing in fiction. What else is there? Shikamaru? No. Shikadai. Like, come on, man. Zabuza was so cool, and the depth of world Land of Waves brought was awesome. How are you gonna do this to us? When we got lines like, "I'm gonna kill you," and now we have to deal with Boruto cheating? Now, I'm not gonna lie. We gotta be honest here. Everything that happens after Momoshiki and Kinshiki was really sick. But it felt really sick because it felt like an extra episode of Naruto, because when Naruto absorbs the BG bomb, you were like, that's my fucking boy right there. And when him and Sasuke link up, you're like, we are so fucking back right now, man. And then Boruto whips out a giant Rasengan and a new eye, and you're like, what more does he need, man? What other power-ups does this kid need? And then we get to the Ao Kawaki arc, and I suppose this would be compared to the Chunin exams at the start. Now, the concept of Ao was really cool. It almost felt like Zabuza in terms of how ninja can go wrong, and characters like this were needed. If you're gonna use characters from Naruto, use the ones that weren't fully fleshed out. Now that I think about it, it's hilarious 1010 got no screen time here too. You had 3 series to try and get some screen time. I also like the technology integration here. Generally in Boruto, it's pretty corny when they use it. Naruto in front of a computer looks wrong, and why are they playing video games? And even in the original, it was weird, but like, since there was no focus on it, you're like, it's okay, like, I'm just gonna ignore it, we're just gonna go with it. But anyways, the sword fight happened, which was pretty sick, and Konohamaru being a little bitch, and then Ao really coming to kill everyone. Kashin Koji introduction, which ended up being really anticlimactic reveal. A lot of the robot android concepts started coming into play, but pairing it up against the first part of the Chunin exams and the Forest of Death, it's like, come on now. The Forest of Death was so dark and eerie. Sasuke looked like a man possessed. Naruto started receiving some some really realistic development. I feel like a lot of other anime might have powered up Naruto to an insane degree, but nah. They gave him some moments and honestly creative fights, but he wasn't too over the top. But at this point, the vibe of Boruto is just so inconsistent and off from Naruto. It seemed like they had no way to actually progress their character. Like, the vibe of Boruto is so weird. It's like, you know, when a company just tries to modernize for no reason? It was like, no, we were fine with it being the same thing as before, just a little bit different. But now it all just feels kind of soulless. Then we get Kawaki, and he's really the creme de la creme of this whole series, mainly because he's just different. He's clearly supposed to be like Sasuke, but he's also different than Sasuke in so many ways. He breathes life into the series. He lacks morality, but he's also strong, and the whole concept of him learning how to live, because he's actually operating with people who aren't trying to kill him, and it's interesting to see that in this world of Boruto that was so bland before. When you get his crazy backstory and the fact that he was sold off, I find it hard to believe the same people that made this also somehow made Chocho. They clearly know how to make good characters, but seemingly have no desire to do it again. But his fight was sick, and his dynamic with all the characters are pretty dope because he just doesn't give a fuck. The second half would be paired up with the actual Chunin exams and the Gaara fight after in the fourth Hokage fight. Do I even need to gush about the Chunin exams? That is literally one of the best arcs in anime. If you don't need me to tell you why it's better than whatever section it's matched up with. But that section is Kawaki and Naruto training, as well as Delta pulling up on Naruto. I still think the Naruto Delta fight was too competitive for literally no reason. Boruto needs to learn that it's okay for Naruto to one-shot opponents, and also the whole robot thing and leveling up villains. I don't know who thought it was a good idea, but they had no confidence in the fact that fans were okay with a smaller story instead of powering up everyone. Just have Boruto and everyone go on normal missions. They don't have to be fighting fucking robots. Anyways, in case you were wondering, obviously Naruto Neji, Sasuke Gaara, fourth Hokage, Orochimaru, Gaara Sasuke, Gaara Naruto. The Chunin exams were obviously better than all that, and Naruto Delta might be better than maybe Temari Shikamaru. Keyword maybe? And if you think Naruto is better than Boruto, why don't you leave a like at this point? And let's get back into the comparison. Get to the Tsunade arc, and then Jigen, Ishiki, Naruto captured, Baro, all that. So this is probably the most connected part of Boruto, and some people view getting Tsunade as the weakest part of part 1 of Naruto, but I think a lot of people forget about Itachi and Guy in the beginning of the arc, and also the fact that Sasuke got told to fuck off so fast, and Naruto also learned the Rasengan here, as well as all the other stuff. But Tsunade and Naruto's relationship is actually so cool, especially when you figure out it's because her boyfriend and brother died. That is actually something really weird to call cool. My bad. But Naruto working to prove her wrong and learning in all these unconventional ways was really sick. And then Itachi's second time in the series showing off these black flames, it seemed really badass. And as you can see, this is how Naruto is adding more to its world, because the Chunin exams close a lot of loops, and with this section you really learn about the Akatsuki as well as Orochimaru's motivation, all the while introducing Tsunade and helping Naruto grow as a character and pushing Sasuke closer to the edge. And it's probably one of my favorite moments in all of Naruto when he gets stabbed by Kabuto and he pulls off the Rasengan. So many times in anime when characters pull off a move for the first time, you're like, that is so hype. But nah, man, this shit was so hype. Like, Jesus Christ. Especially when he passed out after, and that's what got Tsunade out of her rut, and the three-way deadlock was so sick. But alright, on to Boruto, man. So this section is of course hype, but no one wants to see Naruto and Sasuke lose to some villain we barely know. Like, man, they didn't even stand a chance in that fight. Like, why would you write it in that way? Yes, the scenes were sick, it was cinematic, but come on, man, they literally had to run away, and I'm fine with Naruto and Sasuke not being the strongest. Truly, I am. But I also don't want them losing to some bullshit villain like Jigen. Some personality, even if his personality is having no personality, would have been better. Some more screen time. The Kawaki backstory was not enough. Not enough for him to be putting the clamps on Naruto, literally. And the Boro section was honestly pretty cool. Sarada has the Chidoriya because character development. Nah, but seriously, like, I understand it's a monthly, the pace moves differently, but that moment would have been way better if we got a little bit more on that. But overall, it was cool. And then we get Boroshiki, who I actually think is a really awesome addition. Seeing Boruto, if you're gonna make Boruto be overpowered, making him overpowered in this whole zombie mode is pretty cool. And then of course they get Naruto back after he was captured, yada yada yada. This is all wrapped up with Ishiki coming back in Baryon mode and Rinne gone. Now, the Ishiki thing is even worse because it's like they couldn't beat him before when he was Jigen. So now with no power-ups, how are they going to be a stronger version of him? They do that by sacrificing Kurama. And honestly, the send-off was okay, but then Boroshiki came back and took Sasuke's eye. And it was like, bro, Sasuke was already getting beat by everyone. How are you going to continue hoeing this character? I know he was using the Rinnegan as an Uber, but still. Anyways, I'm just going to compare the rest of Boruto to Sasuke retrieval. So, Ada gets introduced. Yes, she can literally do everything. I feel like at this point, the red is we're like, okay, we're just gonna make everyone overpowered. So when it thinks about you, you're dead. You can see everything. Why not? Amado's secret motivation, irrelevant. Kashin Koji is just gone. Anyways, we fucked up his reveal, so let's get rid of him. And then Code, yeah, let's bring him back and let's take those limiters off. Wait. He's still not strong enough to beat Borushiki, though. And Boruto, let's put him on drugs and then have Kawaki kill him. Wait, he's back. Let's just have Naruto and Shikamaru stand there on this battlefield. Wait, we gotta do something else. Let's have Code raise an army of 10-tailed soldiers because everyone loved it so much the first time. Hold on. This is the key piece. This is gonna be great. They're gonna love this. We're gonna switch in everyone's mind so that Kawaki is Boruto and Boruto is Kawaki. You need it again? Kawaki is Boruto and Boruto is Kawaki. Why? Because of Ada. That's it. That's all the explanation you need. Okay, actually, the switch body things is really cool. Like, yeah, I may have presented that in a stupid voice, but that part of it was honestly pretty decent. But the story has no identity. The end of Naruto is this grand tale of stakes where Shikamaru is near death, Choji gives it his all, even Lee with the drunken fist, all building up to one of the most iconic fights in anime that drives Naruto and Sasuke apart. This was a true end to part 1, whereas in Boruto, stuff just happens. It was clear there was no direction at all. The focus of the series shifts all the time, and out of nowhere, Amado's character dropped off a cliff. Ada is sometimes the most important character, sometimes not. Kashin Koji is like, where's Waldo? And for whatever reason, Naruto and Sasuke get beat up more than anyone. Like, Naruto is literally captured by Kawaki at the end. The whole concept of the anime was weak, and it's bizarre when the blueprint is right there. I've been reading and watching Boruto since it came out, but solely just because of how much I like Naruto and the IP as a whole. But sometimes it really feels like this should have been about Naruto's grandson and not his actual son, or a Minato prequel, because Boruto being overpowered when it took Naruto so long to become strong, like, how do you expect us to connect with him in any capacity? I get the whole concept is that Boruto is the inverse of Naruto, a boy who starts with everything is gonna lose it all, which is the vibe of the manga at this point. But sometimes it's just like, why can't we just have a small ninja story again? Why does everyone have to be so absurdly strong? Like, why? Part 1 of Naruto has this homey vibe to it that everyone loves because there's actual development of the characters and their journey. So of course I downplayed Boruto throughout this whole video, and a lot of it was jokes, but it's just frustrating, man. So on that note, check out this comparison of Jujutsu Kaisen and One Piece because those two are actually competitive. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and don't forget, we're just getting started. We're gonna stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next video.